got a wet bum. Yeah, it was a lot of fun actually, man. You never know what to expect in festivals, I guess, because like you don't know who you're clashing with and all that stuff. But Leeds really brought it today. It was pretty fucking sick. I don't know if you can swear. I'm sorry if so. Shit. All right. Cool. What do you think, Mike?
Shit. No, it was sick. It was awesome. It's good coming back from like we've been touring the States a lot recently. So like the last time we toured the UK was for our second album that came out, and it was nice to see such a nice like warm reception when we've played these shows. So yeah.
Yeah, like when I was younger, probably from the ages of I think like 17 to 22. Pretty sure I came to Leeds Fest every year, pretty much. Like, it's kind of cool to be on the other side of that. I do miss the whole camping thing and just being all like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed about a cool festival and stuff like that. Obviously, like being on this side of it, you see how things work a little bit differently. So it like kind of takes away your magic a little bit, but then when you're on stage, that magic is just tenfold. So I don't know. That's kind of my vibe on it. But what about you?
I've nothing to say on that. I never went to Leeds or Reading. I never went. No, never went. I never really liked going to festivals, so I still don't really. But yeah, it's become part of the job now. Apparently.
His first festival experience was us playing Lock Up 2 years ago.
No. First festival was 2000 Trees.
Oh, it was.
The first festival I ever went to.
It was. Also a good festival.
Great festival, yeah. No, I love it. No, it's fucking awesome, man. Honestly, I'm having a great time. It's really cool. Leeds Festival is the best as well.
It is.
Leeds Festival is the besticle.
Best.
Festival.
There is actually a festival called Bestival. Yeah. All the festivals are great. I'm just waiting for some rain, to be honest, man. I am. Thanks, man. Yeah, I don't want to be that guy, but like. God damn, I hate this heat, man. I can't deal with it, dude. I'm just melting. I did some press before outside, and the camera was on my face in the sunshine, and I was like, can I swap? Because I'm just melting, and the camera. I was running the show at that point. I was like glistening, like a shining. Oh yeah, it wasn't fun. Let me think now. I've seen Trash Talk and Title Fight both on the Pit in like 2000 and it was like maybe 10 or 11. Those two sets just like, yeah. I mean, I've always been a musician. Like my dad plays piano and stuff, so I've always kind of gravitated towards music. But yeah, seeing those two sets definitely like made me want to be in some kind of band that was pretty energetic and stuff. And I remember really fondly one year. I went to main stage. This is before I'd heard of the band Thrice. I'm now a huge Thrice fan, but I remember going there and just being like, "Who the hell is this band? Like, I don't understand who they are." And it was that song of Dust and Nations, the bridge where it's like the tapping thing. Yeah. Like, I remember just like my mouth just opening insanely wide and just being like, "What the fuck is going on?" Went home and just bought both records and just like, yeah, it's cool. You haven't been to festivals?
No. I hate them. No, I love them. They're great. It's awesome when like a lot of people get together and like everyone can like come together and go and see a band and thrive off it and stuff like that. I went to a lot of like just normal like just regular shows and stuff like that, but festivals. I would have loved it if I was younger for sure. I saw Korn when I was about 14 maybe, and to be honest, like I learned how to play guitar quite late on anyway. So I was always shit at music at school. People thought that I had something wrong with me because I couldn't do anything like 12-bar blues or anything like that. As soon as I picked up a guitar, I learned a lot of like Offspring and Blink songs and stuff like that. And I saw Offspring. Offspring was probably the band that I grew up listening to, and Blink 182 as well. And that really kind of like made me a guitar player, and that's when I was like, I really want to be able to do this, but it just doesn't seem very possible for anyone. you know. So yeah, it was just pure. It's just pure luck, you know. Like especially the five of us coming together in Blackpool of all places, and all seeming to have like similar interests in life and music and other things that we love, like coming together and being best friends. It's potluck, and it's turned out really well. So all I'd like to say is Robert Smith from The Cure is from Blackpool, but that's it.
He is. He is. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think you were the one who told me that actually. Ro- Robert Smith is from Blackpool. There's no scene. There was never a scene in Blackpool. Every venue we ever played in like local shows, they got shut down maybe a week later because they were just like, it was like underage drinking and they didn't have the right laws and all that kind of stuff. So nothing good came out of Blackpool really for a long time. So we showed. No, I'm joking. Um, like it's our home. I definitely think I'd rather live somewhere else. Just like we're away quite a lot, and I think we spend a lot of time in bigger places, bigger cities and stuff. So I'm just more of a city guy now. I'd love to live in the middle of, I think probably Manchester or London or I don't know, maybe one day New York or something like that. That'd be sick. I don't know. But
On the plus side though, like it's done well for our band because I feel like there were a few bands that came out of Blackpool that started doing well and then almost disowned coming from Blackpool and said they were from Manchester and I think we've really stuck to our guns on that because not many, like you said, not many bands or rock acts come out of Blackpool at all. Like I think there's half of the Pet Shop Boys and Robert Smith and that's and Jethro Tull apparently, and that's about it. So like we really are like quite proud of where we've come from, where we live, you know, like and it really set the scenery for the latest record that we put out as well. So yeah, you know, like we don't shy away from that at all. I think we think it's an awesome place, you know, for that kind of thing. But
basically, we have never played a set ever without Leica in the set, and it was already difficult enough to cut Lead Feet out of it because we like playing that song as well. And then when we got told how much time we had to play the set, we were like, all right, someone's got to get cut, and we spoke about it for a long time, and it did come around with a lot of, I don't know, well, I had a couple of discussions about it, didn't we? It was
I'm
tough.
sure people on Twitter are going to be having more discussions about it as well if we've not played Leica. Yeah.
Yeah, people won't be happy about it.
Radiohead never played Creep, which they don't do very often anymore.
Yeah, like they play like whole like like long sets, and Creep doesn't come up. Yeah, I do respect it a little bit. It's like Nine Inch Nails plays like quite a lot of sets, and they don't play closer.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's just
There's
like
new music coming out all the time. They're an active band that are always creating. Like you can't always play those songs.
like I do love playing those like throwback songs and stuff as well. Obviously, I mean, not that like as a throwback song is literally was put out a year and a half ago or something like that, but yeah, I don't know. Like when you've only got half an hour for a set, you want to kind of like especially at festivals, no one really knows who you are, so you want to kind of showcase your newest stuff, and hopefully, because if you play loads of old stuff and then they're like, oh, that was sick, and then they listen to your new record and it's not anything like it, they're like, oh, all right, never mind.
We've always written, like we're always constantly creating all the time and writing music, and it's one of those things where it's like it just comes out and we're not trying to do a different album every single time, but we're not trying to do the same album as well. You know, it's just because we all consume so much music as well, and we just want to be our favorite band, and whatever comes out, and we don't know. You know, if people say, oh, this is very different from something else, we're just like, well, it might be, but that's just what we felt like writing or doing. You know?
Yeah, it's not like a brief that we're trying to stick to. Like we've definitely been in that situation before where we've kind of sort of had to write to a brief, and it definitely stumps creativity. Like you don't get out of it the best parts, you know. So as a band, we all write sort of individually, and then like we're all pretty capable on like Logic and Pro Tools and stuff like that. So like I guess we're all kind of computer guys, and then we all get together and then piece it all together in like a different way, and then we'll like remold it, and like it's just a lot of, I guess, I don't know what's the word. What's the word? What am I trying to? I guess drafting. Yeah, in a way.
It's just a lot of like, it just feels like you're just being kicked in the balls constantly.
It's a process.
And yeah, it's just a very lengthy process, and I guess it's almost like it's kind of it kind of sucks a little bit because like you've got an idea, and it's almost a little bit scary to show it to other people in your band sometimes because you're just like I don't know how they're gonna feel about this. We all trust each other a lot, like musically and stuff like that, so it's not too bad. But we just sometimes you just write so many songs, and then you're just like, none of those are gonna get used for the record.
Yeah,
And going
right.
through
Yeah.
like all of those songs to get to the good stuff as well is quite difficult. So.
That's also an important part of the process, though. Like you do have to go through writing a lot of bad songs to get the good songs out of it. Obviously, some of them happen completely by accident,
And then sometimes you release bad songs as well.
and also that happens too.
Art is art, though. Like you do it. It's set in stone and it's out there, and then you're like, oh well, like no art is perfect, and you're like, I remember doing this. I did it at that time, and if it turns out bad if these people don't like it, then whatever. Like it's there. I did it at that point in my life. Like it's never going to please everyone. The only thing that we say is if we're all happy about what we've made, then we're happy, and that's at the end of it. So. We've been friends with them for a while, and we've been trying to get bands to collaborate for a long time because we saw it like back in like the early 2000s and the 90s where like bands would either do tours together all the time or they'd be featured on each other's tracks and stuff like that, and we're just like, why is no one really doing that too much now? Like it's not a competition. We're trying to work together and all produce art, and he's in one of those bands, and I don't know if you've met John before, but he takes his art very seriously. And this is the kind of person that we want on our music, someone that loves what they do so much and wants to collaborate and make something new. And honestly, like the first time that we heard his voice on our track, being a friend and a fan of his band, it gave us chills. It was so nice, honestly, to have that collaboration happening. But yeah, we want to try and do that more in the future as well. The list is a list that will probably never happen. But
Yeah, it's all people out of reach. Everyone's out of reach, I think.
you've got a few
We all have a few.
different genres.
Yeah, I think it's hard, man. Like, I don't know. I'm a big Nine Inch Nails fan, so probably Trent Reznor. Chino would be good.
Chino, we're all big Deftones fans. I would love. There's Meg Myers as well, in the States. I don't think she's ever been over here, but we are huge Meg Myers fans. She's in a bit of a different world from us, but she does write that very like moody rock music. She recently did like a Kate Bush cover of "Running Up That Hill," that we love. We love that song. Love her doing it. And then Chelsea Wolfe as well, from like the kind of like the black metal, but also folk scene as well in the States. She's been over a few times with like a Perfect Circle. Maynard James Keenan from Perfect Circle and Tool. But hopefully, maybe you never say never, because we did think we'd be at Leeds Reading. Like if we can work with those people ever, that would be incredible for us. So
Yeah, you never really know these days.